I just took a 10-day Vipassana meditation course in India. So for 10 days, I meditated in complete silence, except for lectures from the teacher. I had like 2 meals a day with a small snack at the end. No phones, no reading, no books, no writing, no yoga, lots of rules. But yeah, it was a very transformative experience. You might be wondering, what is Vipassana meditation? And it's a certain kind of meditation that allows you to see the world as it is. And you start by focusing on your breath. Eventually you move onto your body. And I'll let you take the course to see exactly what the technique is all about. But essentially, you look at your body and you realize that all sensations are temporary. One of the key lessons that you learn is that all of the sensations that we feel, we usually end up categorizing in 2 ways. It's either a pleasant sensation or an unpleasant sensation. And when we experience something pleasant, our unconscious mind ends up generating a craving for it. So if, for example, if you eat a really nice cake, later on you'll think of the cake and you'll actually generate suffering for yourself because you'll be like, oh, I want that cake. Why can't I have that cake now? And then you'll be thinking, I want that cake. And you're not really in the moment in those cases. And there's an analogous case for aversion, which is you experience something bad and you really don't want it. So you're always thinking, I want it to go away, I want it to go away. This is what causes suffering for us. When you meditate, you realize you can actually just sit through the sensation, not generate craving, not generate aversion. And that's really what being alive, being in the present really means, is going through life, feeling the unpleasant moments, feeling the pleasant moments, and just letting them pass. So if you're interested in taking a course, there are Vipassana centers all over the world. I also call them Dhamma centers. So if I'm sending you this video, most likely you're in the States, in Washington or California. They're both there. There's one, I think, in Seattle, or 2 hours away from Seattle. One near Joshua Tree in California. I think there's one in Northern California as well. But they're like booked out a few months in advance. So I'll probably put a link in the description where you can go check it out. You just apply online. It's very simple. But do so a few months in advance. And you'll have to book out like 10 days of your life. And I know it's hard, especially with work and everything. So if you're wondering about what it was like for me to sit 10 days like this, it was not easy, but I'll keep my experience short because you really need to experience it for yourself. Everyone has a different experience. During the course, I kept feeling like, while I was meditating, what am I doing here? Like, I want to move on to the next thing. I want the timer to save me. I want the hour to be over. But then I realized, like, after the hour is over, I have to just go back into it. So like, why not just be in the moment? Why not just try to do the meditation? At first I was being lazy. I'm just like, I'm thinking about things, thinking about something else. And I realized actually the best way to pass the time was to meditate. After the course, I could feel my body sensations a lot better, and I felt more in touch with myself. I felt like if something unpleasant happened, I could deal with the situation with a more balanced mind. And I feel like my life purpose, it hasn't been answered exactly, but I kind of feel like I know where I want it to go. And before, it was always like, a long time ago before, it was always like, I want to make more money, I want to advance my career, stuff like that. But now I kind of feel like I want to do something that makes a difference, not just in the world, but in someone's life. So it could just be a single person's life, it could be a few people's, or it could be many people. But I want to, help people. That's what I realized. And so I think I was already heading towards this direction, but this meditation really made me realize that I don't want to spend my life chasing sensual pleasures. So I hope you find the same realization, and you'll have a happy life. Yeah, bye.